Hello mga ka-RFF, my name is Enro Mendoza from Ramper Financials. And for today sa video natin ngayon, tatalakayin natin how to earn more money. Alam ko, ang daming advice at ang daming videos dito. Paano magtayo ng negosyo, paano mag-invest sa stock market, paano mag-invest sa mga mutual funds or UITFs, or all of these other sources of income. Pero alam nating lahat na karamihan sa mga Pilipino ay isa ang source of income. Tayong lahat nagsimula dito, kahit ako, nagsimula ako sa day job. Whether you're salary-based or commission-based. We are going to discuss paano ba natin pa-increase ang ating salary or ang ating income sa work, knowing na baka karamihan sa atin ay tali muna sa isang source of income. Siyempre, we don't have a lot of time, we don't have a lot of energy yet for other things. So I will start off sa video na very conceptual, no? Very theoretical, and then later on, I will be providing you tips on how to increase your salary or your value in the workplace para tumaas yung kita mo. So I'd like to start off with the formula from Alex Hormozi. Siya ang founder of Acquisition.com. Ito ang sabi niya, the volume of input times the leverage equals your output. Ang ibig sabihin nito, ang level ng output mo sa work ay determined by two variables. Yung work na ginagawa mo at ang leverage na ginagamit mo para palakihin o pagandahin ang work or input mo. Example, sa call center agent, may dalawang agent. Yung isa, experienced na, yung isa, baguhan pa lang. May KPI kayo, ang dami ng calls na ginagawa nyo sa isang araw. So, sa baguhan, syempre, learning the ropes pa, may mga spiel pa yan at script na standard. So, yung level of work niya or output niya after the day is maybe a certain amount. Sabihin na natin 20 calls during the day. Nahit naman niya yung target. So, yun ay ang baguhan sa work. Pero tingnan naman natin yung mas experienced. Dahil mas experienced na siya, alam na niya lahat ng script, yung mga diskarte, paano mag-handle ng customer. Yung leverage niya ay yung quality of work and the experience na ilang years na ginawa na niya yung work niya. So, imbis na 20, what if sa isang call kasi niya, mas mabilis niyang nare-respondan ang isang kliyente. Mas mabilis niyang nalalaman kung ano yung pain point at mas maganda niya ang pagbigay ng sagot sa client. So, hindi na siya masyadong natatanungan ng follow-up question kasi dahil nga sa experience niya, nabibigay na niya ito sa first response pa lang. So, mas napapaikli niya yung time per call. At dahil dito, baka mas marami pang calls ang nagagawa niya sa isang araw. So, if sa baguhan, 20 calls, times 2 naman sa experienced, 40 calls na ang nagagawa niya. Now, let's take this analogy further. What if meron kang experienced na call center agent at isang all-star champion na call center agent? Ano naman ang difference nila? Yung sa isa, napaparami niya yung calls niya dahil napapaikli niya yung time niya per call. Pero, what if yung sa isang KPI nila ay yung level of happiness ng client or ni customer after each call? Pag binaba kasi yung call, may feedback rating ito. NPS scoring or customer satisfaction rating after the call. What if sa KPI na yun? Yun pala ang susi kung ano ang difference between the experienced call center agent sa champion and awardee call center agent. So, ano naman ang leverage nitong champion? Ang leverage niya ay ang skill set niya. 'Di ba? Magaling siya mag-communicate, medyo malambot yung boses niya at maganda yung ko-communicate niya kasi naririnig niya talaga yung mga problema or yung pain point ni client. May empathy siya at maganda yung pag-articulate niya ng mga sasabihin niya. Ito, pinapaikli lang yung time, no? Per call. Pero ito, maikli na nga yung time per call, napapataas pa niya yung rating niya. So again, going back to the formula, it's the volume of input times leverage equals output. So, syempre, na-notice nyo, no, na kahit two variables, yung level of input kasi number of hours, syempre, consistent naman to. Pero na-notice natin yung iba sa atin sa work, di ba? Yung iba, kahit ang dami ng oras sa work, lagi nag-overtime, parang same output lang as others who are more experienced or who are better at their jobs. At later on sa tips, papag-usapan natin yan. Pero going into the actual practical tips, ito yung syempre mas exciting and I'd like to share this with you guys. Kasi syempre ako, just to share with you my story, nag-start ako sa corporate job rin. Right out of college, nag-start ako sa telco industry. Sa Globo ako nagsimula. I stayed there for 5 years and I worked my way up. Syempre, hindi naman ako manager to begin with. Nag-start rin ako sa entry level when I came in. I did the interviews with HR and interviews with my eventual bosses. Syempre, dahil fresh graduate lang ako, ang binandera ko would be my degree, yung mga activities ko sa extracurricular ko, yung mga involvement ko sa mga org, sa mga project, and of course sa mga voluntary work ko, and my thesis. While everything looked good on paper, syempre I also wanted to test out if totoo bang ganito ako kagaling or talagang may skills ba ako na sinabi ko sa resume ko, di ba? So of course, they can't really know everything during the interview process. That's why we need to prove ourselves at work. So, syempre ako, yung mindset ko is, okay, na-accept ako sa trabaho. Kailangan galingan ko. Kailangan ipakita ko sa mga nagtiwala sa akin na they made the right choice, diba? Na I'm better than all of the other applicants that they rejected. And in a way, in the workplace, I'd like to show that I'm valuable. Not to say naman na I'm more valuable than others, but more or less just to show na yung mga problema sa work, yung mga challenges sa work, I am the problem solver, I am the fixer, and I can make everyone else's job easier. Kasi yun nga, creative rin ako in terms of delivering solutions, and in terms of yung output ko, gusto ko hindi lang sa team ko, pero sa ibang team na rin. And because of this drive, of course, na-manifest rin to sa mga habits ko, sa pag-engage ko at build ng relationship with others. Diba? Kailangan positive, kailangan friendly, but at the same time, may bias rin for results and performance. And then after a few years, syempre na-recognize tayo. We were moved around certain teams so that I can influence different departments of the same group. I learned from other people. I really talked to my mentors regularly. I asked for their advice. And of course, they also gave me opportunities. I'm really thankful for them. At dahil rin dito, na-promote tayo. Nabigyan tayo ng mas maraming responsibilities kasi na-prove mo na kaya mo at a certain level. And then eventually, na-pull ka rin sa mga special projects. So as you know, one of my last stints in Globe was working on the GOMO PH project. So at the start, very confidential project pa lang to. Only a handful of people knew, no, at this time before launching the project. And it was a very meaningful project to me kasi as a digital marketer, as a brand marketer, syempre dream mo na mag-start ka ng sarili mong brand. Diba? Minsan kasi we inherit the brands. We inherit shampoo brand, a soap brand, a cheese brand, a diapers brand, lalo na if you're in FMCG. Pero starting a brand from scratch and really selecting, diba, how does the logo look like? Ano ba yung typography na to? Ano ba yung brand colors? What are the emotions that we want our customers to feel when they interact with our product? Ito talaga yung dream ng isang digital marketer, ng isang brand marketer. So those things I experienced working on the GOMO project. So I'm very grateful, I'm very blessed, no? for my mentors, for all of the bosses that I had in Globe, for entrusting me and for giving me all of those opportunities. So I'm just telling you this kasi hindi naman to one time, big time. This is something that you work hard for. Diba? You work your way up, you show you have the right habits. Syempre, there are problems, there are hiccups, but it also tests you, diba? How do you rise up from those challenges, from those difficulties? In a way, natetest rin ng ating resiliency, no? Will you fold from your problems or will you rise up from them? Will you be stronger? Diba? Those might be battle scars, pero we live another day. We live to fight another war. So the reason why I share this story is because it's a long-term journey. Diba? Similar to investing. Hindi lang naman to one-time, big-time na investment. You're also investing your time, your energy into building something fruitful, building something meaningful for your future self and the future of your loved ones. So, coming from that medyo brief and compressed experience ko sa corporate life, how does this translate to earning more income? Ano ba yung tips ko to earn more income? So, ang tip number 1 ay maximize your time. I know it's a 9 to 5 job, I know fixed hours ka, pero as much as possible, try to show everyone na you're willing to do what it takes. Results-based ka. Kahit natapos mo na yung work mo for the day, for those 8 hours, what if matatapos mo na rin yung work mo for the next few days, for the week actually, on that same day? Mag-extend ka lang ng 1 hour, 2 hours, and you will see, no? If you do this over time, ang dami mo nang natatapos. Mapapakita mo sa ibang tao na, wow, kaya pala yun. Ang dami palang nagagawa if magstay ka lang ng 1 hour, 2 hours beyond work. So when I was in Globe, alam ng marami na ako usually yung last person to go home or one of the last people to go home. Sa office kami noon, merong mga ilaw sa desk namin kasi nagpapatay ng ilaw sa office ng mga 10 o'clock. At yung mga nagbubukas ng desk light, yan yung mga nagstay beyond 10 p.m. So, nakita ko sa floor na mga iilan kami na naka-on yung desk light kasi yun nga, naka-off na yung office lights. And ito yung mga nagsistay dahil gustong matapos yung trabaho or at least mag-advance ng trabaho for the next day, for the next week. Ang magandang analogy dito is si Kobe Bryant, diba? Kaya siya nagigising ng napakaaga. 3 a.m., minsan 4 a.m. ang kanyang mga workout. Bakit kaya? Kasi mas maraming training yung nagagawa niya sa isang araw. Sa typical athlete na nagigising ng mga 9 a.m., 10 a.m., ilan lang yung training nila? Mga 2 or 3. Kasi kakain niya ng breakfast, tas magti-training, tapos rest period, recovery, magla-lunch, tapos magti-training ulit, tapos rest and recovery, tapos yung 3rd session nila ay bago sila mag-dinner. Diba? So 3 sessions for a regular athlete. Pero for a legend like Kobe Bryant, aagahan nila yung first training session nila para they can train as much as 4 times, 5 times in a day. Diba? And when you compound this over time, years and decades, edi hindi na maka-catch up yung competition mo. Kahit na hindi masyadong gifted ang isang Kobe Bryant in terms of athleticism, in terms of physical attributes, diba? Compared to his other competitors on the court sa NBA, si Kobe na maximize niya yung skill set niya and yung body niya. Diba? Yun yung talagang Mamba mentality. Really bringing out the best version of yourself kahit na you're limited in certain aspects. Diba? Hindi natin maiwasan, may mga injuries, may mga problema sa teammates, pero na-maximize mo what you can bring to the floor, what you can bring during those times na blessed ka to play in the NBA. Tip number 2 is to find great mentors and really listen to them, ask for their advice, really build a relationship with them. Ayaw mo rin naman na humihingi ka lang ng advice, Ayaw mo naman na nagtatanong ka lang pag may problema. Maganda is you build a relationship. And ako, I'm really blessed. I'm really grateful for my mentors kasi they're a big reason why I am who I am today. Isa na rin dun, tatay ko, di ba? Si Boss Rex. But all of my bosses during my corporate life are a big part of my success today. Siyempre, hindi pa natin sinasabi na tapos na, di ba? We're still growing, we're still learning every day. Pero, di mo naman maiiwasan na you're grateful for where you are today and all of the achievements and the milestones that you've already attained at this certain point in your life. So, build a relationship with them, have a friendship with them, and in a way, try to give also as much value to them. Not just in terms of work, but even beyond work, even in a personal level. Kasi yung mga mentors mo, sila yung mag-unlock ng other skills mo. They will give you opportunities, certain responsibilities, yung mga special projects for you to test your skills. And ito nga, going back to the call center agent analogy, hindi lang naman skills ng pag-handle ng calls, di ba? For you to level up, you need to work on the skills on how to become a good leader, a good manager. Ano ba yung skills na yun? Skills in communication, skills in people management, how you handle yourself with other people, how you handle difficult people, or how to work within a team, di ba? How to go about problems, di ba? Decision making, critical thinking, building strategies and executing them. These are skills that you need as a leader. So, yung mga skills na to, syempre na-unfold lang when you have a certain opportunity. So, find those opportunities, and when you have mentors, when you have bosses on your side and on the side na gusto nila ibigay ito sa inyo, ma-unlock yung mga skills na to that you need to level up in your work. Tip number 3 is to be an energizer. Ako kasi, I really think na in the workplace, may mga energy vampires, di ba? Yung mga pag kinakausap mo, parang after nun, drain ka na, parang medyo nega yung topics, di ba? Nade-drain yung energy ng team or na mga kausap mo. And I call these the energy vampires nga when I hear them from other people. Ito yung tawag nila. Pero, why don't you become the energizer? Ikaw yung pagkasama ng team, laging positive yung vibe, laging good momentum and good energy. Parang madaling magtrabaho, masarap magtrabaho, good vibes lang, positive tayong lahat as a team. Why don't you become that energizer? Kasi kahit intangible man ito yung mga masarap kasama sa work. Ito yung mga nagpapagaan ng work. At kapag energizer ka, medyo valuable ka sa team mo. Valuable ka sa workplace mo. And I believe even if ganito yung effect mo to your team, di ba, externally, may effect rin to sa'yo. Kasi positive yung na-exude mo, ibig sabihin positive ka rin inside. You're having good feelings. Diba? So ikaw, masarap ka rin mag-work. Maganda rin yung nagiging output mo kasi positive lang. And syempre, ayaw natin yung faking it or positive thinking lang kahit may problema. We're saying naman, be true to yourself. Na be authentic. Ayoko naman na palabasin na parang faker ka, na hindi ka naman talaga ganun, pero nag-aasang ganun ka. Diba? Let's be authentic. Let's just try to be positive, and let's be a source of joy in the workplace. Tip number 4 is to maximize your skills. So kanina, na-maximize na natin yung time natin, diba? In terms of leverage. Pero ngayon, we can really leverage our skills. Kasi I believe na the intersection of our skills are what can make us very unique in the workplace. Let's say, you're good in numbers, pero you're also good in storytelling. When you marry the two, na maganda ka mag-analyze ng numbers of the business, but at the same time, magaling ka mag-storytell, then you can actually translate the numbers into stories. See that intersection in skills. Hindi lahat ganun. Hindi lahat ng magaling sa numbers, magaling mag-storytell. At hindi lahat ng magaling mag-storytell ay magaling sa numbers. Baka naman magaling siya mag-storytell in terms of marketing, magaling siya mag-storytell in terms of sales, pero hindi sa numbers. So see how I married the two skills? And ako sa Globe, ako yung nag-handle ng dashboards. 'Di ba? Ako yung nag-collect ng data from the operations team, the numbers team, 'di ba? From the source of truth ng business, yung mga sales reports, yung mga datos from the platforms and from the different channels. Tas ako nag-analyze. Ako nakita ganito yung trends for the past few months. Ito yung sources kung bakit gumaganda yung business. Dito sa channels na to, yung maganda yung margins natin. So natatranslate ko to into stories for the business to leverage on. Ito yung possible projects para ma-maximize yung numbers natin dito. Ito yung mga magandang execution para to try something new na baka mas pumatok pa ang certain product na to. Ito yung pwede natin gawin sa customer segment na to para mas bumili pa sila from us. 'Di ba? So, marrying the two can really unlock a lot of positives for you to be unique in the workplace, but for your business to actually flourish, na nagiging valuable ka. Not just because of intangibles, this can translate into good sales or good business. So those for me are the 4 tips on how to increase your leverage, not just in terms of the quantity of your work, but also the quality. Pero I'd like to end with a bonus tip as well. At ito yung sinasabi ko kanina. Yung bonus tip ko is, how do you actually ask for a raise? 'Di ba? Yung karamihan kasi sa atin, baka fixed lang yung income natin at nag-i-increase lang pag nag-a-adjustment, pag may inflation, 'di ba? Minsan happy nga tayo sa increase pero maliit lang. But how do we actually negotiate a higher salary band? Or how do we increase our income in talks with our immediate supervisor? At ang tip ko dito ay pull back, 'di ba? Minsan kasi ang notion natin, it's one conversation with our boss. Try to pull back and zoom out. Ano ba talaga muna yung goal ng team at ang goal ng kumpanya? Medyo aralin mo so that you know how your role or your piece of the puzzle can unlock other opportunities in your entire organization. So see muna how your role fits in and see how you can increase your value so that when you approach the conversation, eventually, alam mo na yung diskarte mo to increase your income. Ang tip ko dito ay hindi lang pag-a-ask ng increase kasi yung increase suggests na you're underpaid for your current work. So syempre, pinapag-guilt trip mo yung boss mo na, boss, ganito yung role ko ngayon, ang dami kong task, pero ito lang yung bayad sa akin. No, the approach for me is you go for a promotion, which is a higher band, a higher increase from your current salary. So sasabihin mo na, what does it take for me to get promoted? Ano ba yung responsibilities? Ano ba yung task at hand? Kasi ito yung roadmap ko ngayon. Ito sa IDP ko, if your company has IDP or Individual Development Plan, ito yung skills ko ngayon, dito ako papunta, dito actually, nag-improve na yung skills ko dito, pero ano yung mga opportunities or responsibilities of the next level para matest ko na, para eventually, it makes sense na i-promote mo na ako. Diba? It's a soft sell to that promotion. It's not to say na hindi mo pa ako promote, medyo time ko na mag-promote at increase yung sweldo ko. No, you're saying, give me the opportunities, give me the responsibilities, para it's a no-brainer for you to promote me. Hard to resist na yes, kailangan i-promote ka na. So this was what I did in my corporate life. This is just advice, no? I'm not saying this will work 100%. Pero this is advice for you to also have skin in the game. It's also up to you to prove yourself para ma-promote ka sa trabaho mo. So alam ko, no bosses are created equal. Yung mga ibang boss hindi mentor at yung ibang mentor mo hindi mo direct supervisor. But this has been my experience. This has been my tip, no? Alam ko napahaba yung video natin kasi yun nga, I'm very passionate about this topic also kasi maganda yung naging experience ko sa corporate life ko. And dito rin sa Ramper Financials, na-apply ko yung mga natutunan ko sa previous job ko. And yun nga, just try to roll it forward. Lahat ng skills mo, lahat ng experience, try to make it contribute to who you are today and make it contribute sa current workplace mo. Kasi ganun nga, ganun ka nagiging valuable kapag nadadala mo lahat ng learnings mo, lahat ng experience and expertise mo, and napapakita mo na you are valuable in the workplace. So hopefully this video helped you out, mga ka-RFF. If you like this video, give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your family, share it with your coworkers, your friends, your mentors as well. If you haven't yet, please subscribe down below. Hit that notification bell as well if you want to be updated of our latest videos. Mga ka-RFF, maraming salamat. Please like and share kasi this helps our videos to reach more people para mas marami pa kaming matulungan, mas marami pa yung mga advice namin on financial literacy, on how to save more, earn more, have the right money habits, and invest your money for your future. Okay, dito lang muna ako, mga ka-RFF. Again, my name is Enro Mendoza from Ramper Financials, empowering you for financial success. Cheers, mga ka-RFF!